Hi, I'm Samantha Anderson, Director of Communications for Newton Public Schools, and I'm here to go over our new newsletter. As always, all of this is in text below. However, we like to give the people an opportunity to either watch or listen to the newsletter. First things first, we had a recap of the October 26th Board of Education meeting. The board approved 4-2 the renewal of the Public Building Commission interlocal agreement. This agreement is between the school district, the rec center, and the city, and it started a number of years ago. Historically, the group has provided things like turf and other improvements at Fisher Field and improvements to the baseball and softball complexes. The district's portion of the mill levy was originally 0.8 mills. The city approached the district asking for an increase of 0.2 mills for all three entities. The increase will cover improvements to the swimming pool and ball field improvements. It was also renewed for 20 years. Superintendent Van Rankin also went over a number of COVID-related items. The board approved the yellow mode of operation through November 13th. However, if there is a huge spike in the virus, the superintendent can call a special board meeting to go over those numbers. The board also approved remote Wednesdays for November 18th and December 2nd for all buildings except Cooper Early Education Center and Opportunity Academy. This will give teachers a chance to catch up and engage in collaboration with other teachers. The board also approved paying for aides to get their emergency substitute license to help with the substitutes shortage, and Cooper Early Education Center will be in person except for red. And then we have 2 videos, which is the incomplete board meeting. And then we go to the Facebook Live Q&A. First question, could you clarify the information discussed at the board meeting about classified staff being able to use sick leave? This idea actually came from the bus drivers when the superintendent was talking with them. They wanted to know if they could use sick days for those days they aren't driving and working, or when the district can't find something comparable for them to do. How will teachers collaborate on remote days if they will be meeting with students remotely? They'll look at this at a building level. However, they will not be meeting with students all day. But it won't be a day off. It will be a day for them to do some additional planning when they aren't meeting with students or collaborating with their colleagues. And then again, we have the full Q&A below. Next is the superintendent's corner. First, he goes over some numbers taken on October 30th. 118 students quarantined, 55 staff quarantined, and 31 cases so far. Superintendent Van Rankin also goes over snow days and what would happen if we were to hit our snow day allotment. That would mean that we would go in remote and teachers would be allowed to teach from home. Again, if they need hotspots, they should reach out if they don't have reliable internet. He also explained that we received enough masks from ESDAC that we are able to give each student an additional mask. He went over School Transportation Appreciation Day and gave Dr. Decker and his team a huge thanks for the work they did on Winning Edge. He also went over some COVID data and how we decide which mode we are in. He discussed that some individuals expressed that they'd like us to include the students and staff who are in quarantine in the attendance figure. Currently, if a student and staff are at home, are not ill, and can do their work, they are not including them in the number. This is represented in the management system. Some worry about the accuracy, but that's why the superintendent includes the quarantine and case numbers in the information he gives to the board. The decision also conserves leave for staff and avoids students being marked as absent. Again, more discussion this time about the trend in the 2-week county incident rate. The method we've used from the beginning to calculate the incident rate is different from the state's. To give a fuller picture, he will include the information from the state site as well as the calculation he's done on his own. A few important reminders. We have a communication survey out. If you could fill that out, that would be great. We emailed it to you last week. Latchkey, we will have Latchkey on November 6th. However, you have to let Haley Willis know that you'd like to use that by November 4th. We will have a Q&A with Mr. Smith on November 5th at 5 p.m. And again, if you have any questions or feedback, remember to use that questions and feedback form we have on all of our websites. It's a little yellow button that says questions and feedback. We have a district feature about Chisholm Middle School on the National Oratory Fellows. And then for Railer recognition, we go over some accomplishments of the Railer debate team. Megan Garr and her nomination for the Horizon Award, the Fall State qualifiers, and the students who qualified for the Kansas Music Educators Association South Central District 5-6A Jazz Band. And then last but not least, we do have our staff shout-outs, so make sure you check those out. Thank you, everybody, for viewing our newsletters, and if you have any questions, remember to fill out our question and feedback form. Thank you.